Pete lied about what happened yesterday. We'll go jump to the next one. Pete is a liar. Okay, back to the other one. Pete didn't tell the truth about what happened yesterday. That okay? Pete lied. They're kind of synonyms. It's a little scary to write that, but structurally it's okay.
You actually don't know. What you do know is that what he said was not accurate.
Okay, all right. Lawyer? He is. He's a lawyer. He's a lawyer. Did I call that or what? Oh, yeah, I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting. He said, and your name is?
But I'm not practicing. I'm on the HR.
You're actually practicing. He says he's not practicing, but in truth, you're practicing at this moment. What happened, he said, in truth, we can't be sure he lied. All we can be sure of is that what he said was not accurate and everything. So, true. Well done. And let's jump to number 15. I would expect that a monkey could sort the mail more accurately than Simon did. Could, yay or nay on writing that one? All right, no, everyone, right? That's wrong. That's fine. Go back. There's nothing wrong with that one. That is absolutely fine. The last one. It is absolutely fine. I know, shaking your heads, I did say political correctness does not matter. Okay, folks, I would expect that someone here for less than 1 week could sort the mail more accurately than Simon did. Would that be okay? That would be okay. It's an assessment of performance. All we did was replace first week with monkey. It's simply the supervisor made an assessment about his performance. I know it's not politically correct. This is about structure, and it's designed. We want to do that because people will right away hear a word or something and abandon, the more disciplined thinking. But from a disciplined thought perspective, this one is okay. First, structurally, it's okay. Politically, or whatever, it's inflammatory. Don't do that. That is so not nice. Go, please. Okay, well done. What's the difference between 15 and 6? Great question. This is the kind of thinking we need. Please, go ahead.
6 assigns a trait to the person.
6 assigns a trait to the person. Does everyone see that? How about 15? Does that do that? It never does that, does it? It's about how he sorted the mail, about the sorting of the mail. No different. See that? It really is tricky.
So if it had said that Ellie gets up and leaves and always leaves meetings before they're over, then that would be because that's then not tricky.
Ellie always gets up and leaves meetings before they are over. Trait or what? Think it through. Ellie always gives up. What is it? You hear where it's talking about Ellie? Ellie always. She's telling us about Ellie. Ellie got up and left every meeting last quarter before each one was over. That's behavior. See where we pinned Ellie in? We've heard about things such as halo effect and stuff, horn effect. That's what happens when we categorize people. Great question, thank you. This is something you can take back and use. It's very engaging, and you get a feel for it. Let's forge ahead. Quick time check. Okay. Performance. What's performance? There we go, I heard it. Behaviors and outcomes. If we were working together, as one of my colleagues in the audience is, if I ran into you in the elevator, you can guarantee I would just, oh yeah, by the way, what's performance? Guarantee it and all. And you can engage the organization in that way, where everyone is thinking in that way. It's kind of fun to do. You'll be able, one of the components of performance, as we said, is an outcome. And a goal is an outcome. A goal is a desired outcome. And in this exercise, we'll be able to structure a goal so that it defines a desired outcome. And let's look at the key principles. Goals are visions of future desired outcomes. Does everyone agree? All right. A goal describes the desired destination, not the journey to get there. Yes. Good. And a well-structured goal reflects vision and expertise. Let me explain that. I can structure, as we will all be able to do, I can structure a goal well, but I can't do it in your areas. I don't have the vision and expertise, so I can't do that, for example, in the finance department or many other, in your organization's HR department perhaps, or in operations, and that's what that means. Okay? Everyone comfortable with those three principles? Let's forge ahead. The following, we often will see, and there's some reading there for you to take a look at in the future, but given time constraints, we'll skip some of that. The thing of it is, when we structure goals with an activity in the middle of it, it constrains us, it constrains creativity. For example, some of us probably right now have, our goal is to train staff. That's an activity. When you say your goal is to constrain staff, you close the door on creativity. You close the door on being able to just hire skilled people. Give them job aids. Get rid of the people who aren't skilled. Change the job. The goal of training, for example, is to staff have the skills to perform. Okay? We don't want to, activities are not goals. The following are often used as parts of goals. None of them should ever be in a goal. Coordinate, write, train, plan, operate, computerize, develop, recommend, or produce. Those are not goals. Ask why, and that'll get you to your goal. Let's practice this, okay? We're moving very quickly. So I know you might feel overwhelmed. We're just opening the door on this journey to positioning HR as a key driver of ensuring the organization can cost-effectively employ people, and that's done by ensuring that they can perform effectively. All right, for each of these pair, which is the actual goal? Staff work more efficiently, create a process to allow staff to work more efficiently. Which is the goal? There you go, right? Staff work more efficiently. If you look at the second one, keep asking why. Why are you doing that? Train staff on how to use computers effectively. Staff use computers effectively. Right, that's a goal. That is a goal. How about the next one? Customer service is improved. Plan for the improvement of customer service. How about the next one? Which is it? Diet and exercise, look and feel great. Yeah. Look and feel great. Look and feel great. And look at this one. This is an important, look at the difference between these two. We often, someone will say, my goal is this year to diet and exercise. Well, you know what? Maybe you don't need to diet and exercise. Maybe someone's got you thinking that you don't look great and you look awesome. Or maybe you just got to change your hair a little bit or something. I wasn't looking at anyone. What do you laugh? I swear. Is it me? I get criticized on that. Is that like one of all people who should say something like that? So there's a big difference. Okay, diet and exercise is the activity, but look and feel great. Satisfied customers quickly and completely resolve customer problems. Yeah, once again, this is a big difference. I'm about to give it. The answer to this one, satisfied customers. And these are a big difference, these two. As a matter of fact, I believe it's been some years, so please forgive me if I'm a little off and someone else heard this, but the point will still be the same. L.L. Bean, a number of years ago, was applying for the Malcolm Baldrige Award, Excellence in Organizational Performance, and they pointed to an example of outstanding customer service. They said, we had a customer who on Christmas Eve had ordered a canoe, and it wasn't there. One of our reps drove over 200 miles with that canoe on their roof and delivered it so the person would have it for Christmas morning. And the Baldrige Committee said that was wonderful. That really was. But what we're really looking for is for that never to have happened. That customer was dissatisfied for a while, and you had to do something heroic. We're looking for satisfied customers. Big difference. Big difference. And form a committee to investigate the problem, fix the problem. Yeah, I've actually heard, yeah, we achieved our goal. We formed a committee. Oh. Okay. And on that one again, fix the problem is the goal. I'm so sorry, Kate. I'm supposed to say these out loud and I keep forgetting. So forgive me all. Here's a big thing though, and this is a note. Improvement is a horrible goal. Okay? We see it over and over in business. It's awful. What direction, if we set a goal, what direction are we looking? Just forward, right? When we talk about improvement, I need to improve. What direction are we looking? We look backward to where we were. So in other words, and I have seen this done, an organization that I worked with, an offsite, I wasn't at this, it was earlier in my career, it was a high-level offsite meeting, and customer satisfaction went from 33% to 37%. And it was like, let's give ourselves a hand. They just went from being really horrible to being less horrible, and let's celebrate. Can't do it. And I use it for myself, for example, and what crystallized this most in my mind, I'm seeing my daughter, my 20-year-old daughter later tonight, and I envision like if she came to me and said, hey, Dad, I'm crushed. I broke up with my boyfriend. He was, and everything, and I'm absolutely devastated. What do I do? I said, honey, you know that guy was such a loser. What we need to do now, honey, is improve and get you a bum. No. We need a godlike, right? We want the goal. This godlike figure who's still not good enough. Improvement's not a goal, okay? It's a grade, it just tweaks the status quo. All right, let's take a, how are we doing? Time check? I think we're still in good shape. Let's take a look at each one of these next, and these are not, none of these, they may sound like goals, but not one is a goal. Let's restructure them so that they are a goal. All staff will be trained in how to provide excellent customer service. What's the goal? Ask a question. There you go. Excellent customer service. See that? There's also, you could go higher. There you go. You see, you've gone to a different level in that performance management process. Excellent customer service is an operational goal. This is what we do. A strategic goal is satisfied customers. They're both good, both fine. Supervisors will make recommendations for improving staff morale. Excellent staff morale, great staff morale. We did have an improved staff morale. Do we want that? Right? No, we might not want, right? People are just a little less miserable than they were yesterday, But hey, improved, goal achieved. No. All right, way to go. Excellent, great, those kind of things. Higher levels of performance. Excellent performance, high performance, all those. That's it. And again, it's okay. Your goal doesn't have to be crystal clear. There's a concept we don't have enough time today called goal analysis. that enables us to do that. Make a goal. What does that look like? How do we know we have high performance? Go, please. Your name is, sir? Jim.
We have a lot of emphasis on establishing SMART goals, which seem much more specific and task-driven.
Correct.
How does that fit into this? Is that goal analysis?
Yes, it is. And let's take a quick, and Jim, that's a wonderful point. A goal, if your goal for your children is to have healthy, happy, productive children, isn't that a great goal? We don't need to say that they got to have something specifically by this date and everything else at all. Healthy, that's a wonderful goal. Goal analysis then lets us clarify what that looks like. Okay, such as happy looks like they wake up and look forward to each day, for example. Goal analysis allows us to do that. One of the things that has gotten lost is the difference between goals and objectives. A goal is that desired destination. An objective is the progress towards the goal. That needs to be SMART. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-framed. And let's give an example of that. Jim, this is a wonderful point. I want to thank you for bringing it up. Let's say our goal is to get to California. That's our goal. We're driving. And as a matter of fact, let's stick with our kids. Our 18-year-old, first cross-country trip or something. And it's like, okay, let's be clear. Each day we have an objective. On day one, you're going to be in Columbus, Ohio. You'll give me a call from there that night. Day two objective, I'm terrible with Nebraska. Oh God, I guess not Nebraska. There's somewhere. This isn't geography class. There's not one thing in here I promised expertise on geography. So, all right, so it wasn't Nebraska. Okay, where? St. Louis. Where were you when I needed you? St. Louis. And those are specific, measurable. On day two, you'll be here. Specific, and that gives us our objectives are progress towards a goal. They're not the same. Goals don't have to be SMART. They're broad. And then goal analysis makes it clear. If we had more time, it's an incredibly powerful process, a 5-step process, very powerful. It was developed by a brilliant man, Dr. Robert Mager, just phenomenal work. Jim, did that help? Thank you. Let's make this a personal goal. Number 4, make this personal. Some thoughts? Instead of, I want to make lots of money?
Be in Warren Buffett's tax bracket.
Be in Warren Buffett's tax bracket. All right, anyone else? I'm sorry? Earn more money? We got people saying, no. Success? Retire when my portfolio reaches $1.5 million. Do you feel that outcome there? And let's take a look. And your name is? Kathy. Kathy says retire when my portfolio reaches $1.5 million. Okay? How can we get to that $1.5 million? What are the ways?
Make more money.
Make more money? What? Save money. What else? Invest. What else? Steal, right? Multiple streams of income? Come on. What's that? Work 5 jobs. Inherit it, right? Marry someone rich, right? Do you see the difference? When we say my goal is to make lots of money, we pin ourselves in to having to work. But there's a lot of other ways to get there. I actually knew a gentleman, he retired at 72. And he was probably worth, I would guess he was probably worth close to $2 million at retirement. And he did a brilliant job of earning money. He worked for Pan Am for a whole number of years, got a pension, invested well. Then he went to Fieldcrest and held a good job with them for a number of years and retired there. And he did a great job making money. He retired at 72, and he was utterly miserable. He had focused so much on making money, he didn't have a goal as to how that would be used and to enjoy his life. It's a big difference. Big difference. All right, develop a training program on how to prevent workplace violence.
Zero tolerance.
Prevent workplace violence? Anything? Limit no workplace violence. That's what we're looking for. Okay, I'll share another quick story. Sorry. A number of years ago, I had a health reporting to me. I was director of HR department, and the nurse running our health department came to me and said, I want to hold a training program for women about doing breast exams. And I said, okay. I'll give it to you. You can do it. However, before you do, I want to ask you some questions. I want to engage you in a few questions. I said, why do you want to do this? And she said, well, so women are aware of the dangers. I said, why do you care? And she said, well, I want women to be healthy. And I kept going on with her about this. And finally, we got to the point where her real goal was, all the women in the organization, I think, and forgive me if, would have every 6 months or an annual breast exam or whatever, I'm not sure. And it turned out she moved from doing this training to actually bringing in doctors and stuff, like I think it's a mammogram-mobile or something, to the organization. And just being clear about what she was trying to accomplish, moving from training people to actually ensuring they had exams, changed her whole thinking. And she was so wise. She actually worked this out, and who knows, she may have saved lives and everything when she changed her goal to okay, the goal isn't training. They've got to have these exams. They're too busy. They're doing this, that. I'm going to bring it to them. Big difference. Big difference. She had a very different goal. And improve custodial services to all improve custodial services to all offices in the facility. There you go. All the offices are clean. Well done. Let me do a time check. I want to give you all time to ask questions, and I think we only have, what do we have, about 12 minutes? 5 minutes. So not a lot of time. You have a little additional material. Let me quickly explain, though. So, in HR, you'll see one of the first appendix is this is the ideal performance appraisal. In HR, we need not be afraid of saying that there are things that are right. They are absolutely correct. There is, for example, an ideal performance appraisal, and there are many other things. A performance, and if you think about it, it is true. In this universe, the way to ensure the ideal performance appraisal, tell a person this is what's expected. Either you need to do this, this, or this, or achieve this, this, and this. Here's how important it is to the overall job. And if you do what's required, you'll meet expectations or requirements. If it's below, well, that's below, and above, above. You can have other levels, but the ideal performance appraisal, always, it's the behaviors and outcomes that are supposed to occur, how important they are to the job. It makes things very easy. It'll never change in this universe. That's the ideal performance appraisal. If your organization isn't doing that, bring it to it. Okay, it's anything else is less. You also, just to give you a heads up, in this, you also have a worksheet that you may want to use. When you see that performance is off, behaviors and outcomes are not, the ones that you're looking for are not occurring, we do a diagnosis. We don't just say, okay, let's do training, or let's fire the person, or put them on a performance improvement plan. We do a diagnosis. Why in the world is this happening? You have a worksheet that'll enable you to do that you can bring to your organization. okay? Begin to diagnose why. Is it equipment? Is it political issues? What is it? And how much is it hurting the company? You also have I'm provided you with a template for a HR plan. And you'll see one of the things I added for this group, something as I thought this through, and actually even consulted with a colleague who's in the audience, said, you know what, it's time for us, HR, to identify some of the things that are most important in managing these tricky resources called humans. And you'll see a list of the 10 things that are most important in that template. For example, we have, and these are things that when you are at a table, you can bring these things up, and it will enlighten people about what truly does impact us. For example, humans have a strong aversion to losing, what we consider our own. Our aversion to loss is so much greater than our desire for gain, new things. It is very strong. This second one is a very important one. We resist change, but we are brilliant at adapting to it. This is something that gets lost. We adapt amazingly to change, the loss of loved ones, divorce, job loss. We are really, so don't confuse the internal emotion with our behaviors. We do adapt quite well. I won't go through all these. Again, I mentioned the desire to avoid pain. I may not have mentioned it, but the desire to avoid pain is greater than our desire to seek pleasure. And you'll see all these things. One of the key ones you'll also see is number 6, situations have a dominant impact on our performance, on our behaviors. We often look at individuals in HR. Why is the person doing that? The answer is almost always in the situation. Abu Ghraib is a wonderful example. Very normal human beings were turned into seeming monsters at Abu Ghraib, the prison in Iraq, because of the situation. History has shown us over and over. So the dominant impact of situation. Enough time for a question or two, if anyone has anything?
What should the HR person be saying to their CEO?
What the most important thing you can say to that is a wonderful question, Kate. Kate's question was, what should an HR person be saying to a CEO? Most important thing you can let your CEO, and I've done this, and your CEO will light up. The purpose of the reason I am here is to ensure this organization can cost-effectively employ people. What you can expect from me as a deliverable is that this organization will have the systems in place to do that optimally and sustainably. That will define us. That will define us in terms of our organizational competence. When our stakeholders look at us, they're going to say, whoa, they are experts at cost-effectively managing people, not just today, but they got the systems in place. They'll do it now and pretty much forever. I think that looks to be it. Kate? Yay. Thanks all. Thanks so much.
This should have been 2 hours, right? This should have been 2 hours. I just want to say one thing before we congratulate John again, is that this has been videotaped. The handouts are going to be available. When we send you the email saying that the videotape is available, the handouts are also available. So one way you can train people in your organization is by having them watch the video and download the handouts as well. I'm so grateful that John came. Maybe we can have him back again. Let's give him a round of applause. Yay. And thanks to Mona. Thank you for that. And also don't forget to hand in your forms. Okay, thank you all for coming.